Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another amazing episode 52 Authors, 52 Weeks. Today, I have in the virtual building author JstDee. And let me just be very clear, JstDee is not just the author. We're going to get into that. I may have some requests during this session because doing my research, JstDee has many, many, many talents. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so very much, Dr. Campbell. I appreciate this so very much.
So, tell our listening, viewing audience a little bit about you. I know you're in Florida where it's warm most of the time.
Yes.
I'm here in Chicago where it's cold most of the time. Oh, we got those 3 months. We got those 3 months. Let me get those 3 months. They props.
Exactly. I trust me, I do know. So yes, JstDee. Wow, a visionary, a songstress, a vocalist, a international artist. Her genre, pretty much my genre, is rhythm and gospel. I have 2 albums out and a couple of singles. I'm also an actress. I have 2 web series out, as well as a composer. I have composed over two two short documentaries and a two web series. So, but yeah, and now I'm an author of my book, My 5 Seasons, which is a 5-part season guide to helping people transform and see their purpose in life and get there.
You forgot something.
What did I forget?
I
Ah,
belong. Bass guitar.
bass guitar. Oh, you good, Dr. Campbell.
I had to do my research, right? I tell people all the time that one of the things I love about 52 Authors, 52 Weeks is I literally log on 5 minutes before the time that you schedule, and then
Mhm.
we get on and have the conversation. But I do really try my best to do some research just to learn about you as a person
Mhm.
because sometimes we're not good at highlighting how awesome we are. And so
You're absolutely right.
outside of an author, I mean, listen, I wrote down to contact my nephew and say, nephew, I need to know how to make me a video because I just got off with JstDee. I need a video. I saw your video. I saw you walking and dancing and singing. And I was like, you know what? 2025, before this year is up, I'm going to do a video. I got
Yes.
cameras and microphones and soundboards and all of that. I know some people that can mix it up.
Oh wow. That's awesome. But yes, I am a musician. I play organ, key guitar, bass, drum set, and then regular keyboard.
Wow, you grew up in the church.
Yes, but I also have family members that, like my uncle, he plays 7 different instruments. My mom sings opera. My grandfather sings opera, and then I have most of my cousins. They all play at least 3 instruments. So yeah, my family is definitely multi-talented.
Wow. So just forget the church part. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, just
wait, not that there's anything wrong with church, but I love opera. I love first of all, I like music. But I like music. I hate
Mhm.
to say this, but I like music with no words
Yes,
during the day.
instrumentals. Ooh,
Yes, I
that
love music
jazz.
instrumental. So,
Oh,
but I like some music with some words too, but I like
mhm.
just the feeling that it gives me. You know what I mean?
No, I told you. Look, Kayla Waters. She has a song called a jazz song called Zephyr Hills. I met her in Atlanta 2 years ago, and when I say that song, you will love that song.
Mhm.
Everybody I play it for, they be like, "Oh, this is nice jazz," you know. So definitely Kayla Waters. Definitely want to recommend that if you love music without any words.
I'm gonna have to write that down because what I was listening to was there was on iTunes Get Up. I heard
Oh,
that. I heard You and I.
you and I.
You know,
Okay.
the internet be
On
showing
the
all our
internet.
business.
Yes. Yes, Get Up. Wow, Get Up was I did Get Up with an international group from Spain. I did a wedding in Spain a couple of years back, and then I went out there to perform. And one of the girls that seen me perform, she just started crying. She was like, "Oh my God, your music moved me." Next thing you know, she wanted her cousin to get in contact with me so I could do an international song with, well, international song, but an international album that the Get Up song was on, and it was an amazing experience. That was my first international album that I was on with different people from all over the world, from Africa, from London. It was just amazing.
Oh, I love that. You see what happens when you network? You just
Yes,
expand your territory.
exactly. And then "You and I" is a actually is a proposal song that I proposed last year in Mexico. So
Mm, I love love.
yes, me too.
Wow. Yeah, I gotta listen. Let me hold myself accountable because by the end of 2025, I'm gonna have me a video.
Okay,
Have me a
look,
video.
let me know if you want me to feature inside of it.
Hey, hey. Maybe I was gonna say I was gonna rap, but I can't really rap. So let me just stick to what I could do. I can do background singing, that's about it.
I
All
got
right.
you.
So let's talk about my 5 seasons,
Mm-hmm.
winter. Um, what was the reasoning behind wanting to, first of all, have a title called Winter? Because, first of all, here in Chicago, it's my 5 seasons, and you talk about winter. Here in Chicago, we don't really like winter. Um, but you're using seasons kind of as a metaphor, you're using winter as a metaphor. But what led you to write this 5 part series?
So over the course, so I'm originally from New Jersey, so I trust me, I do understand about the winter side of things. Snow all the time, and shoveling these piles of snow, trying to get to work, school, and so forth. So the last 15 years I've been living here in Florida, and I started collecting quotes over time. I was like, man, these quotes from TV shows, quotes that I've written, quotes that I heard from other people, and they started to resonate with myself, with my own journey through life seasons. And so that's pretty much what prompted me to say, you know what, if these quotes has helped me through my seasons, I know that they are going to be a guided tool to help others through their season. And then next thing you know, my 5 seasons just came about, and I was like, okay, let's do this.
Did you write a song about it?
Yes, my season is off the second album.
Oh, I didn't see that. I'm gonna have to go back on iTunes. You know, since you pay that, I pay that membership for iTunes, so I can
Got you.
download everything I
Every
possibly can.
Yes, my season is on one of my favorites. Actually, a music video out for it as well. So definitely check it out. Let me know what you think.
I love it. I love it. You know, one of the things I love about what you're doing is while this is a book, it's really a movement.
Hmm.
And that's important because we all need more than one thing to help us move, navigate through life. And let's just face it, life is rough.
It is. I do agree. I do agree.
And so many of us experience these seasons where we get stuck in these ruts, we can't pull ourselves out. And so I know you are also a motivator. You said motivator on your Instagram page, but I was like motivational speaker,
Yeah.
motivator, all the things. But we all need something or someone to help us navigate this thing that we're calling life. My grandmother used to say years ago that we're living in the last days. And I'm like,
Mm.
my grandmother has been gone for about 8 years. My grandfather is still here. He's 104. And
Wow. God bless him.
I asked him, like, what do you think about life um, as it stands today compared to what you've been through and all of that? And he's just so positive about life. He's
Hmm.
very clear. Let me just say this. He's very clear about what things he experienced in life, racism, etc. But I think that when you get to 104, you don't really sweat the small stuff
Mm.
because it's all small stuff.
You're absolutely right. Yeah. You're absolutely, and that's pretty much what my 5 seasons is about. It's about helping us also to not worry about what yesterday was. Yesterday was a learning experience. Now let's move forward. A lot of us got to stop staying in the now so much. If you're going to stay in the now, then work through the process of how to get out of the now and get into the future and your purpose at the same time. And that's one of the reasons why my 5 seasons is definitely one of navigating tools, guys, to help you move forward. I mean, we when you read, and I'm pretty sure you have seen when you read my 5 seasons, you get going. You get going. There's no stopping, pretty much too much reflecting. You got to keep going because your answers are right around the corner.
Wow. Right around the corner. But you know what the problem is? I
Hmm.
think that for so many of us, when we hit that roadblock, we literally just stop and we're stuck and
Hmm.
we sitting on the couch and we crying. And I do think you need to go through all those emotions, but at
Hmm.
some point you got to tap yourself on the shoulder and say, all
Yep.
right, self, let's get up. Let's keep moving. It's actually someone said to me, and I was trying to see if I had their text message, but I'm gonna summarize what they said.
Hmm.
They said to me, I'm so tired of being resilient. I'm
Mm.
tired. And I was thinking about that thing. Let me tell you, I didn't even respond to the person yet because I was just like, I think we all get there. And what do we do when we get to that point where we're tired of being resilient? And as I'm thinking about this, I'm formulating my response to her.
Hmm.
For me, when I get tired, I that means I need some me time. I need some
Mm.
time where I can, first of all, I love to read, obviously 52 authors, 52 weeks, but I need time to just refill my cup,
Hmm.
emotionally, physically, allow myself to go through the process so that I can then get back up with my boxing gloves on, like, all right, world, let's have at it. Because,
Exactly.
you
Yep.
know, when you, and I don't know about you, I'm just going to talk
Hmm.
about me. There was a point in my life when I didn't want to be here anymore.
Mm.
And I tried to not make myself be here anymore.
Hmm.
And so, since I was able to get past that, I'm like, come on, give me a left, give me a right, and I'm just going to bounce back up. I'm going to
Exactly.
bounce back up and fight.
Mm. You're you said a mouthful, and that's pretty much what it is. I had to actually have that same type of motivation to myself. One thing Donnie McClurkin has a song says "Get back up again," and one thing is that when you fall, you have to get back up. But the other thing is that when you fall again, you remember how you got back up. You always got to remember, like, everything is not it's not over. Once you fall, you get back up, and then if you fall again, you learn how to get back up, and you continue to keep going, still to keep pushing. Like you said, you give me a left, I could dodge that. Okay, maybe the right, got me, but I'm still dancing. I didn't give up. I didn't stop dancing. I'm gonna still continue to keep dancing until I can't dance no more.
I love that. And you talk about falling. You remember when we were kids, they had that commercial, I've fallen and I can't get up. And we just laughed about it and laughed about it. Let
Yes,
me tell you
I do
something that's
remember.
really serious. Last September, in a matter of seconds, suddenly,
Hmm.
I found myself at the bottom of three little steps,
Mm.
fracturing my ankle.
What?
And during that time frame, those 8 weeks where I wasn't able to walk, I
Hmm.
had to hop. That was a really pivotal time in my life
Hmm.
because it allowed me to rest like I never rested before. And so I know what it's like to get the rest that I need so my mind, my heart
Hmm.
is in check, but also it gave me a time to reflect on what do I want the world to experience through me on the other side
Hmm.
of this. And I think
Exactly.
we're always so busy on the go, right? We don't have that
Mhm.
time to think and reflect. So it gave me that time. And so
Mhm.
now when someone says, I've fallen, my response is, it's okay. Just get back up, take it one step at a time,
What's that?
and ask yourself, what did I learn in this period of being down?
Mm.
You know, I played that fall in my head like 99 million times. What could I have done differently?
Mhm.
And there's nothing I could have done differently, right? But I took advantage of that downtime.
Yes. I mean, and and I'm happy that you did, because again, people don't realize that rest is a form of healing to get you going for the next motion. I mean, the power of just rest. People don't realize our body is an amazing machine and it could do wonders. It can heal without other things that impact it. So when you give your body rest, your body gives you signals. When you're deficient, I have learned this a long time ago. When you're deficient of things, certain things on your body start to deteriorate just a little bit, just to give you a warning sign. And when we're stressed out, or like your friend says she's tired of resilience, that's a warning sign that she needs some type of healing, motivational guidance, even nourishment to get her back up, to get going again, to be great or whatever she's trying to do. So I do agree with you. Your body will tell you, and healing is definitely that. Rest does wonders for us, for just everybody.
Yes. And, speaking of rest, if you ever get an opportunity, read this book called Sacred Rest,
Okay.
because it talks about the 7 types of rest. We think because we're going to sleep at night that we're resting, and most of us are just going to sleep. We're not resting.
Mm.
Our body is not resting. We are always on the go, like 7 days a week, just going, going, going. Like we got these lists of things to do. And I have found that I had to say, okay, Lisa, you don't got to do all those things.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow is a new day. Just enjoy today, because once today is over, it's over. And if you're blessed to see the next day, that's another day that you can do the things that's on your list. But
It's
why
the
are we
small things.
killing ourselves?
Exactly. You said a mouthful right there. Why are we killing ourselves? We have to rest. I mean, it's just that it's given. Things will continue to happen. And as your body continue to rest and fully, like you said, really rest, and not just that sleep rest, you'll see the amazing things that you can do when you actually get the rest. Like there's a thing called alpha, beta, delta state of mind. And when we start achieving that alpha state of mind, we'll be able to progress easily, because we got the rest that we needed. It's that healing rest.
Whew. And let me just tell you, that healing rest actually describes exactly what I experienced. And let me tell you, in the beginning, in my mind, I was like, oh, you're going to have this ankle surgery.
Mhm.
You know, like a week later, you'll be back at it.
Mm.
It was weeks later. And I was still trying to hop my way to the bathroom,
Mhm.
depended on my family for my basic needs. But honestly, I would not trade that time period for anything.
Yeah.
It was needed.
Mhm. Yes. Definitely. No, you're absolutely right. And I'm glad that everything worked out great. You're able to walk great now. You had your rest, and now look, now you back at it, with all of us authors.
Yeah, and about to make my video so I can be like JstDee. Wait till my video come out, JstDee.
Oh, I'm waiting. Look, I'm excited. You got me excited now.
Because I got, how you got to have the young folks. I got
Yeah.
I got a young folk that makes he makes videos. I see his videos on TikTok, so I know
Really?
he know how to make the video. So I'm like, let me think about my concept for my video,
Well,
because
we may look. I'm down to help you. Look, offline, we could definitely get the video going, visual. And then the young man that you said, we come together and create you a 52 week video that's gonna blow everybody's mind.
yeah, they not like us.
Hey, okay.
Look,
Oh,
ever since that Super Bowl, I don't know. It's something about that halftime show that had me
it,
pumped up.
let me tell you something, and it's so crazy you said it because when you say it's something about that video, people don't realize what that something is that it was simple but effective. And that's what life should be, simple but effective in so many amazing ways that we can make life simple but effective. It wasn't glorious with trains and people flying all over the place and sparkling lights. It was so simple, it was effective, and the words were so effective. That's what it taught me, and I loved it. I love the Super Bowl show. I feel as though that's what it's all about, to be simple but effective.
And okay, I'm just gonna be honest. I watched that Super Bowl show about 15 times. Because, well, first of all, I'm in my 50s, and
Hmm.
some, even though I don't look like you,
No, you don't.
but some of the parts of the show I didn't quite understand.
Okay.
But what I know today was that this season that
Hmm.
he's in, he did what he did for all of us,
Yes.
right? Where he is today. And so,
Hmm.
as you know, probably doing too much, thinking too deep, right? I was
No.
just unpacking every aspect of it. And I even thought about just the thought process. Remember how in one of the scenes they was like, "Are you really gonna do it?"
Uh-huh. Yep. The
Right.
girls.
So,
Yes.
and it made me think about like things we want to do in life. Are you really gonna do it? And then
Hmm.
you pop out and do it.
Mm.
See, I was going
Wow.
deep, deep. I might
Yeah.
watch it.
Well, so by you saying it, it just made me realize about one of the quotes in my book. It talks about it's not about what the eyes can see, but what your inner being feels, and how what you did see is making your inner being feel something amazing. Like you're saying, just dissecting the different sectors and how it made you feel, and knowing that, in like you said, in Kendrick Lamar's season, he's doing things for us. He's making us see things bigger and better. It was a great opportunity, and it just showed full strength and stillness, knowing that, hey, this is what needs to be happening, this is what needs to be said, and I'm not going to let anybody dictate how I feel. So yes.
All of that. All of that. So now this is part of a 5-part situation,
Hmm.
right? So um when can we expect other parts?
Ooh, yes. So spring season comes out March 25th, and then the summer season comes out June 25th. So it comes out in its respective seasons. And then the last season, do you know what the last season is?
Okay, I don't remember because I read a lot of books. Wait, let me look at my notes. I mean, because I got a bunch of other notes in here.
Hmm.
Okay, don't beat me up because I don't remember.
No worries.
Maybe
I'll
because I
tell
was too busy watching videos and doing too much. Doing
No.
too much.
So the last season is your season.
It's your season. Uh-oh.
Okay now. Okay.
It's your
Yeah,
season.
your season, meaning that we all know about our common seasons that we have learned in school: winter, spring, summer, and fall. That's a given. But what does your season consist of? What kind of season have you created after going through the first four? The goal is, by the time you get to the fifth season, you should be able to know what type of season you're in, and how to navigate through those seasons. So with these books, this is what it helps. It helps people go through different seasons. And starting with the winter season is like, as you can see on the front of the book, it says, "You are here. You are here." This is where you start. Because I don't know if you noticed, but winter is the only season that starts in the beginning of the year and ends in the beginning of the year.
Well, by the time you get to shoveling snow, you don't really know where you at. But let me tell you, we've been blessed. We haven't had a lot of snow this year, so I'm very
Mhm.
thankful for that. But you are absolutely right about that.
So you have to start here. Winter, you have to start here, and wherever. And once you get through that journey, you will start to see that Winter wasn't the toughest one because there's going to be more behind, more ahead of that. So the easier, the more you go through the season, the easier it becomes for you to start identifying what your season will look like and how you'll be able to navigate through all these seasons when they come back around.
I love that. So I read a book called Transitions.
Okay.
And in the book, the author talks about how you got to literally close the door
Mm-hmm.
to a season or a situation, person,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
right?
Yep.
So that
Mm-hmm.
you can then step into what he calls the neutral zone. I call it the messy middle, so that you can
Okay.
then enter your new beginning. And I think a lot of times we're afraid to close the door because
Mm-hmm.
the unknown on the other side. But I will tell you, I'm living proof that when you close that door, if you've prepared
Mm-hmm.
yourself,
Exactly.
right?
Yep.
Right, if
If you prepare yourself.
if waiting on that other side is so amazing. And so now that you talk about this fifth season, for me, I call it being in alignment with my purpose.
Okay. Oh, I like
And
that.
when you're in alignment with your purpose,
Mm-hmm.
float around like you high every day. Listen, like people
Okay.
can do and say things to you, and you
Mm-hmm.
still walking in your stuff. And it's like, oh, okay, you said that. Let me keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
But when you haven't closed that door, you
Mm-hmm.
get sucked in to their stuff,
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
to what people say about you or the lies
Okay.
you tell
Woo.
yourself.
Why you really must be in my book because let me tell you, there is a quote in there that says, "Stop taking in others' fears; they are not yours." I don't know if you got to that chapter, but let me tell you, you on the money.
Well, I done read so many books. So I was reading your book at the same time I was reading this other book called Let Them.
Mm,
And so it's this book here. It's a
okay.
little bigger than your book.
Mm-hmm.
But this book was about letting people do them.
Mm-hmm.
And you do
Exactly.
you.
I love that. I love that.
And not try to change them. And you know what I think? I think a lot of times people are so busy worried about everybody else that they don't
Mm-hmm.
allow themselves the time to go through their own seasons.
Exactly. No, you're hitting the mark. It is true. I mean, and that's one thing. That's why this book is so important because it is a tool. And when you really you in these different chapters, you do focus on you. 100%. You focus on your thoughts. You focus on the thoughts that you never thought you would have thought of. You focus on the ambition, your dreams, your goals. The growth, the renewal, the transformation, the opportunities that you can bring out, as well as you really focus on the hardship and the uncertainty of life at the same time. So it's giving you a lot in this winter life because this winter life, I guarantee, will prepare people for the next season. But you have to stay in it. Like you said, it's cold outside, you got to shovel snow to get to where you got to go. But if you stay consistent inside it, it's going to serve a greater purpose, and it's going to give more clarity as
Mhm.
well as faith.
Clarity. Ooh, when you
Mhm.
get that clarity, it's
Yes.
like it's like when I put my reading glasses on, I can
Mhm.
see clearly, but that metaphorical
Mhm.
clarity, it's amazing.
Yes. You're absolutely right.
You feel so free, you feel so light.
Mhm. No, you're right. And that's the way that when I started writing these books, as I kept writing, especially in the winter season, I had to dig really deep. And as you've seen in the book, I start writing on certain things and give a little bit of my own, winter season in the book. I started really seeking a lot of clarity as it started pouring out of me. Everything just started pouring out of me to line everything up with my own entire life. To the point where I'm not just the author, I'm also a consumer as well too, because I have consumed these same principles, these same metaphors, these same quotes in my daily life, and still is to this day. That's why I'm able to quote the ones like when I hear you talk, like, wait a minute, That I know that quote. I know because it says this is the quote from this book because it helps you guide and it will be in you. And I like things that get embedded inside of me, inside of my spirit, and manifest in my body so that I could walk, like you said earlier, the purpose that I have for my life.
I love it. I love it. So listen,
Hmm.
30 minutes has come and
Oh,
gone. But before we go, I want
okay.
you to, number one, um, when this episode airs, it will be after your next book. So that means I'm gonna
Okay.
hold you accountable for dropping that book
Yes.
uh by the summertime. But I want our listening viewing audience to know that you have a YouTube channel.
Yes.
Um, which is where, yeah, listen, when you filled out your author invitation, you filled all that out. So I had to look at it.
Yeah.
And
Hey.
I looked at it more than once, but
Okay.
on your YouTube channel, you got some of your videos, and it's like everyday people, just vibing and enjoying life. You have one on here that I was like, collision series.
Ah.
Tell us about that. And then, then,
Yeah.
and then after you tell us
Okay.
about collision series, then I want you to tell our listening viewing audience anything else you want them to know before we go.
Okay. So Collision Series is a web series. It's actually part two. So the name of the full series is the Deserted series. And it's about the seven deadly sins. And I, yours truly, played Deanna Hall, which played Pride. For both seasons, Let the Sin Begin and Collision. And definitely you'll understand that pride is definitely a bad sin. I mean, the way that it takes over your demeanor, and I had to learn about it to prep for this show, is that when pride consumes you, nothing else matters, and it's like a tunnel vision of selfishness. It's a tunnel vision of not caring how other people think. It's all about you and you only. And I had to consume that role for a long time. But when you watch the show, you definitely could see pride come all out of JstDee. I mean, it's bad, but it's an amazing show, and I can't wait for us to start the third part.
I love it. I love to see people just really doing what makes you happy,
Hmm.
because as I saw when I fell, life could change suddenly.
Hmm.
And so I don't want to have those shoulda, coulda, woulda as I get older. Like, you know how people be like, oh, I wish I would have traveled and did all this stuff,
Hmm.
right? But then it's like you could have, but you stopped yourself from doing it.
Exactly. Yep. Hmm.
So I like how you are just writing these visions and you're just making them happen.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I learned this a long time ago. You could be whatever you want to be. There's nothing that sets me aside from anybody. You know, if I want to be a doctor, I can be a doctor. If I want to be a hairstyle, I can be a hairstyle. The only thing that people just that have these dreams and ambitions that they have to learn how to do it. And that's the difference that makes me from them is that if I want to be a doctor, I have to go to school for it. Or if I want to be some type of nurse, I got to go to school for it or to become that. And again, this is the book to help people become whatever they want to become. It is definitely a guide and it will navigate you through all your seasons.
I love it. I love it. Well, I want to thank you so much, Just D,
Thank you so very
author of
much.
Winter. Look, you are here.
You are here.
Um, as I pick up one book after the next, it just amazes me at the creativity that we all have from
Hmm.
around the globe, right?
Yeah.
And as I'm wrapping up my second book,
Oh, okay.
I had a concept for the cover in the beginning, and I really have been just meditating, praying about if I want to keep that cover, if I want to do something else. But I'm also being very intentional about the movement
Mhm.
associated with the book, which is why I got to do my video so that I can be ready and be like, just.
Yes. I love it. I love it.
I didn't even have video on my radar.
Mm.
Just
What?
put video on my radar.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you, look, it'll happen. If you want it to happen, it'll happen.
Oh
And
yeah.
I mean, get it. I would love it. I would love to see it. I'm down for it. I'm so excited for you for this video.
Now I gotta
Um,
wait like a few more weeks because my gait is still a little bit off from the
okay,
listen, recovery period is real.
it is. Oh yeah, but it makes you learn. It makes you learn about yourself big time. And
Absolutely.
how you look at the world differently when you can't do something that you did every single day.
Woo, we can talk about that for another hour. We can't
Yeah,
look. We
I'm
not
trying
gonna
to
talk
tell
about
you
that no more. Cause listen, when you can't watch yourself, it get
that
real.
it get reality sets in very quickly.
Mhm, mhm. Well, listen, JstDee, I want to thank you so much for being a part of the 52 authors, 52 books, weeks movement. I can't
Mhm.
wait to see the rest of the seasons.
Yes.
And maybe, the one of the books you'll have a little link where we can click and listen to a song or something.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. And also, I wish I would have knew because if you get the book from me, so your spiral comes with the customized pen.
I
So
know
that's the
that's right.
paper. So the paperback is on Amazon, and the spiral you get a customized winter pen. So if you send me the information, I'll make sure you get the pen. But yeah, and the other ones are also on my will be on my website as well too. So anything that you get for the website, you'll get the customized pen with it as well.
I love it. I love it. I'm glad we stayed on to get that little part because I
Yes,
don't got no
yeah.
spiral. I don't got no pen. I just got this Amazon version. Well, thank you so much for your time today. And everyone, this has been another amazing episode of 52 Authors, 52 Weeks. I'll see you next week.